out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if they ever come back. Oh, it's root for the... If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
I'm Eric Baker, and I've lived in Tennessee my entire life. However, for the last decade, touring the world, I've only seen it passing by from a windshield. But finally, Tennessee is calling me back where I belong.
There's a place you've never been that's right where you want to be.
I want to rediscover how great my home state is, and I want you to come with me.
Uncharted.
It's summertime in Tennessee, which for me means it's time to put on an old pair of flip-flops and a new pair of cheap sunglasses. It's time for swimming pools, backyard barbecues, and sunburns. Time for homemade ice cream churning in the shade on a hot afternoon, and warm nights sleeping to the symphony of cicadas and crickets. As a kid, I counted down the seconds to the sweet sound of that last school bell ringing, declaring to all that summer had begun. Free from homework and responsibility, this meant that I could spend my days doing anything I wanted or absolutely nothing at all. But more than anything, summertime has always meant taking time to participate in one of the greatest traditions of them all, the family vacation. For me, many of my best times live in the sunshine of summer vacations. And it seems like the older I get, the more I realize how important it is to find quality time for family. On this episode of Tennessee Uncharted, the crew and I are hopping in the minivan and heading to Camden, Tennessee to enjoy a few of the many Tennessee treasures at Kentucky Lake. So pack your bags and put on your sunscreen, because today we're taking a good old-fashioned family vacation to reconnect to the simple joys of summer. While the treasures found in this area tend to be home cooking and good company, a dive down below the surface here at Kentucky Lake will leave you happy as a clam. But if you know anything about aquatic biology, you'll know, in fact, it's the thriving mussels of the area that serve as a source of treasure of a more traditional sort. So today I've stopped by the Tennessee Freshwater Pearl Farm and Museum to learn more. They say that good things come to those who wait. And since family vacations are all about slowing time down, I thought it'd be a great first stop to take a look at a very timely process. There's a strong tradition of farming in the state of Tennessee. And like many small rural towns, agriculture plays a big role in the economy here in Camden. Just outside of town, the countryside is a patchwork of fertile farmland and fields of grazing livestock. However, amidst the long rows of soybeans and high cotton, there's a Tennessee farming tradition you may not know about. Now, I've met a fair share of farmers in my lifetime, but Bob Keast is officially the first pearl farmer I've ever had the privilege to meet. That's right, folks, Bob is a pearl farmer and the owner of Birdsong Resort and Marina, which is the home of the Tennessee River Freshwater Pearl Farm, the only freshwater pearl culturing farm in North America.
The farm is located at Birdsong Resort and Marina.
Okay.
So we're within our harbor limits. We're part of the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, and we were permitted to produce pearls in pearl culturing rafts. Unlike a regular farmer that's tilling the soil, we are implanting a mollusk. We put a piece of organic material inside the mollusk, hang the mollusk on a net, take it out to our pearl farm, and we wait 5 to 8 years, and then we grow a pearl.
So was this your big idea?
No, it was first introduced to America and through Tennessee back in the 70s by a man by the name of John are Latondras. He came and his wife, Chessie, sat down with my mother and I, and my dad and my late wife, and said, we want to put a pearl farm here at your resort. We were very skeptical.
Right.
How can you produce a pearl out here by the end of our marina? Well, Mr. Latondras went around to over 300 bodies of water all around America.
Oh, wow.
But as he checked all the bodies of water, he found that the best body of water was right here 3 to 5 miles from his house.
Huh.
The National Geographic magazine did 38 pages on us showing that Mr. Latondras can grow pearls in America. Of course, this is biologically correct. Our water here in the Tennessee River is clean. We have a good flow here on Birdsong Creek, so our water dissolved oxygen, and as well as our pH factor, and so we're able to grow pearls, and just like they do over in Japan and China.
I love that, a Japanese custom. Alive and well here in West Tennessee.
Yes.
Can you eat these mussels?
Not in Tennessee.
Okay,
Because
all right.
what's on the bottom of the Tennessee River? Mud.
Oh, okay.
So if you lived in mud for 75 years, guess what you're going to taste like?
Mud. I'd really like to go out and check
Witness?
that out. Yeah, I mean, can we do that?
Sure.
Well, let's go. I'm truly fascinated by this,
Yeah.
so I'd like to go see the process if we
let's
can.
go. Let's head out.
Under the water, this is what you got, right?
This is their home. They're put in their little category. They know about what type of implant they done, and they pretty much know on the computer. They can go back to their files and tell about how long that pearl's been a making.
Okay.
So these right here are about probably 8 or 9 years old. And
Oh, wow.
see, the shell's kind of like a tree. See, these are getting so old, the rings, you can't really hardly count the rings anymore. When you cut a tree down, you know you can count the rings.
Right,
but
right,
if you
right,
look,
right.
you can see the rings. So over on this side, it's up there. This thing's getting close to 20. You see pretty much about 20 rings.
Wow.
Yo.
So does disturbing them, does that affect anything? Or?
Nah, it's kind of like scaring a worm. He'll go away in his hole, but he'll come back out.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Usually the way this is, these things, you know, they crawl around. You see a little moss on them. They're kind of like a chameleon. You know, when they get on the bottom, they'll blend in real good, and they can dig down. I guess I've dug them up 2 or 3 foot deep before. This is new growth in order for me to get in there to this thing. But I've got 2 mussels to cut. There's one. Now let me get in here and pop this, and I got one more mussel here that opens and closes him.
The muscles of the mussel.
It's the muscles of the mussel. I think they call them conductors.
You brought a couple of mussels with you today, huh? Look at that.
Yeah.
Some guns.
Yeah, they're getting old. They're gonna have to be repaired. All right. I see one hanging out of its pearl sack.
Yeah.
Right there. All right. Look at
We got one there.
We got one right here.
Wow.
So go ahead and...
This
I'll let
right
you-
here?
Yeah, pop him on out there. She's still in its little sack. See how it still had the little membrane on it there?
Yeah. So that's part of what's grown over it to help. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else in there. It looks like it had 2 in it.
Now, is that a common thing?
Well, a lot of times in the implants that appears to be on this one, they put 2 implants in it, and it looks like both of them made. Now, sometimes they'll reject one of them, but this is one that it didn't reject.
I mean, that one's pretty smooth, and this one's got some. I mean, do you clean them up at all, or like how they come?
Now,
is how
that's pretty much natural. They just
That's
shoot
the
them
way-
right on into a ring or something like that. Right
way
there.
time has intended, right? I guess.
So that little pearl's been making for about 8 years.
Man. Before today, I didn't really know that much about pearls. In fact, I had no idea that pearl farms were even a thing. The freshwater pearl is proof that Mother Nature is a beautiful lady. And while I can only hope that the next generation will have the patience to sow what were once the secrets of the sea, I can promise you this: I will never take the pearl buttons on my Western snappy shirts for granted again. After just a few moments with mussels, I'm already inspired to dig deeper. So I floated off to find some folks who are fighting to ensure that these natural filters are around for quite some time. Speaking of time, they say that time heals all wounds. And while I do believe there's some truth to that statement, there's also more to the story. Because you see, to ensure time's cure, wounds must first be cared for. And over the last 3 decades, TWRA has been doing just that, taking care to restore not just water quality, but the health of the wildlife that call that water home. Some of our waterways were so polluted that the water was no longer providing life, it was taking it. In the worst cases, some waterways could actually catch on fire. One of the cornerstones to the recovery of our water quality has been through freshwater mussel management.
What is your ultimate goal out here?
Today and the rest of the week, we're trying to get a couple thousand of these fluted kidney shells, go back into a couple of rivers. We're also collecting common mussels, like these pheasant shells, to go into some other rivers that, like the Pigeon, which had all of its aquatic faunas wiped out by pollution coming out of North Carolina. Through time and the Clean Water Act over the last 25, 30 years has cleaned up a lot of our rivers, and the water quality's gotten better to the point that, you know, where these mussels once lived and were wiped out by pollution or degraded habitat, there are small stretches where the fish have come back and the aquatic insects have come back, but the mussels can't come back on their own because there's no seed population there. So that's where the work we're doing comes in, is we come in and collect these animals and move them back into those reaches.
What's so important about this little guy?
Basically, freshwater mussels are the natural biological filter for our river systems.
Okay.
And they're also part of the food chain. Several species of fish feed on them, waterfowl, mammals like raccoons, otters, muskrats.
You said these are natural indicators of the, I guess, if the water's
If the
healthy.
water's clean and if the ecosystem is complete.
So no mussels, no fish?
No really good fish.
Okay. So what is it about mussels that...
You know, they're addictive to people that begin to study them. You know, we talk about the life history of having to have that relationship with a host fish where they get their little parasitic larvae attached to the fish. The fish moves around. That's how mussels get from one part of the stream to the other. And, you know, just looking at all the different species. I mean, we're talking about, you know, historically, Tennessee had over 130 species of mussels.
Wow.
The nation, the whole of North America, had 300, so we had nearly half the fauna right here in Tennessee.
Wow. So before today, I didn't know anything about mussels. I didn't even think about mussels, other than when I look in the mirror.
Right, yeah. Mussels, as we've said, are very sensitive, you know, because that's their job, is to filter water. If there's bad pollution, toxic chemicals flowing into a river, they can't run away from it.
You know, there's a world going on right here where we can see above the water, but under the water, there's a whole lot going on. I mean, that perspective is one that I've never seen. So it's gives you a new appreciation.
Yep.
So well, thank you. I guess you still got a lot of mussels.
There's a lot
to go collect. So I'll get out of your way and I'll carry my mussels out of here.
I had no idea how important mussels are to our environment, and that we wouldn't be able to enjoy many of our waterways without the work that TWRA is doing with them. But today has also taught me that change takes time, and that's why proper management, protection, and monitoring of the surviving native mussel resources are essential to preserve them and their many benefits. We have our captain, Mr. Cody Walters. Cody, give us a wave to the audience.
Ahoy!
Ahoy, matey!
Ahoy!
Land ho! Kentucky Lake is the largest man-made lake in the eastern U.S., and by many is considered a recreational paradise. And since the foundation of any good family vacation is built on the saying, the family that plays together stays together, the crew and I thought it was high time to enjoy a little lake time. All right, well, the sadness on my face is probably evident to you because our cameraman Nick here has caught a fish before I have. What do you got there, buddy? Oh, no, you got hooked.
Oh, stop.
Oh.
Ouch. Here, I got it.
Babe, it's really in there.
Drama on the boat here with Tennessee Uncharted. We have a man down with a hook in his finger.
All right, Nick, you got a couple options. We can take you back to the dock. I can rip it out, or you can rip it out yourself.
The hook is buried deep into his finger. I would say that Nick caught more than he bargained for.
Yeah. Well, heck, we wouldn't have left our fishing spot. Got her! Now it feels fine, doesn't it?
Unfortunately, not all family vacations go off without a hitch, or in this case, a hook. After a full day out on the water, I think it's pretty safe to say that more than just the pontoons tank is empty. The crew and I are in need of some serious grub. And with one more adventure to go before we pack it in and head back to Knoxville, we stopped by a local hotspot to get some fresh fuel of the fried variety. In our family, one of the first questions asked when someone returns from a trip is, where all you eat? Luckily, Camden is not only the hub of the American shell and pearl industry, but a good place to get some great grub as well.
I've never had lots of experience in the restaurant business. I just like to eat at restaurants. And,
I feel you there.
That's my basis for what I do. If I cook something and I don't like it, which lots of times people want me to add this to the menu, add that to the menu, but if I don't really eat that or I don't really like that, then I don't know how to make that good.
Yeah, man.
Somebody else, you know.
Okay.
So.
Do you cook when you're at home? I mean, obviously, you're here cooking all day.
I grill a little at home, but I do most of my cooking here because I have people to clean up for me. And,
I hear you.
But about 13 years ago, my father, oldest brother, and stepmother opened up a restaurant in Waverly called Marble Oaks, and it was very popular. Me and my brother Zach left that restaurant to reopen the original Tennessee River restaurant in Camden. Did very good for about 4 or 5 years and decided we would like to open up more of a good wings type concept that we do now. And just the ability to sauce your fingers multiplies your menu without doing very much, but just adding a few sauces. About 6 years ago, we opened up in Camden here. People associate our name with good food. And, and especially around here, a reputation means a lot. So good food, and also I really feel like I treat the customers right and treat the people in the community right, and they take care of me. I try to take care of them also.
Right on. Would you say that then the famous finger is the foundation of good wings?
Absolutely. A very basic menu, but of everything, the chicken finger has the most variations. I do a sandwich, I do a salad, I do it grilled, I do it fried. Sauces, I have up to 10 sauces that I do variations of also. So just off the chicken tender alone, I probably have 50 menu items that can be associated to the chicken finger. On the salad, I can do the grilled salad, the fried salad, the buffalo salad, the different flavors of grilled salad.
Very versatile, very versatile.
This one item is at very least half of my menu is this one
Okay,
item right here.
well, let's not jack it up then. What do you
I
say?
won't let you, man.
All right,
I'm
the
gonna set
king,
you up to succeed.
the king
right?
is in court.
My reputation is on the line.
I hear ya. With its family values and home-cooked pride, Good Wings is special to locals and visitors alike, serving as a perfect little getaway no matter what time of year it is. Now, if you're like me, one of the things I look for in a family vacation is a chance to get away from it all. And what I like most about summertime is the ability to shine light on the simple things. And at Good Wings, I not only swooned over the exceptional service and friendly smiles, but the sheer and utter magic they performed on something as simple as chicken. It was sensational, sublime, and exactly what our road-weary crew was looking for. Plus, when you're in the South, you gotta love any place that serves chicken livers on their daily menu. Growing up, I played baseball from T-ball all the way up into high school. And I don't want to brag, but I was really good at swinging the bat. It was just hitting the ball that I had trouble with. But these days, as time seems to be passing faster and faster, I can't think of a more fitting activity for our family vacation than a chance to slow down and savor the show, one inning at a time.
Most people come out here for a baseball game. What they don't understand is the baseball game is very, very small. If you could say, we offer a 9-inning vacation.
So a 9-inning vacation, that's a true getaway for the family.
Absolutely. Our goal is to make this a destination spot for everybody in Jackson every single weekend. We offer so much more than just a baseball game. We gave away a vacation for 4 to Disney World. It was our Disney night. We dress our players up in some outrageous uniforms.
Okay.
We will put 5 or 6 kids on giant inflatable ponies and they're gonna race down to first base. We are going to put on oversized boxing gloves on people that are having a good time that night and they're gonna duke it out. We offer so much more than just a baseball game.
What do you say to the people who are maybe, minor league games, that's not really for me? I mean, what would you say to those people to try and get them to make the stop here and that it's just as much fun as a major league game?
Absolutely. Now, depending on the experience that you're wanting, it's completely different than a major league game. Here, you are paying for a night out. We are not just baseball. We don't brand ourselves as just baseball. If you could say, now our motto here is that we offer the chance to be a kid again. If you're 60 years old, you get to come out here and be a kid again. If we offer the baseball side of it that you could get at a Cardinals or a Braves game, but then along with that, like I was saying, minor league baseball is known for the wacky stuff that we do.
Say a family of 4, what's it gonna cost them if they come out to the game?
As far as professional sports go, we are absolutely the cheapest route. For $40, you can get out here for a whole entire family of 4, and you can be right up on the net or on the dugout.
And you can barely see a movie for that with the family.
Well, that's why we're now cheaper than a movie ticket.
Well, Nick, man, thank you so much. I'm ready for my 9-inning vacation to begin.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, man. There's a reason the players are called the Boys of Summer. I mean, where else can you go and pay to see grown men play in the dirt for a few hours? And as crazy as that sounds, I believe that baseball is important. I believe that it cries out to the kid inside us all. This old ball game gives us a chance to go back in time, to be young again, and to forget that we're grown-ups for at least a few hundred pitches a night. After tonight, it's clear to see that the Jackson Generals offer so much more than just a baseball game, which to me makes this diamond worth a lot more than anything that could ever be measured in carats. Unfortunately, not everyone has the time or the money to take an extended vacation. Thankfully, though, sometimes you don't have to take a trip to take time off. Sometimes the perfect getaway is just a 7th inning stretch away. Today I learned a lot about the importance of time. Like diamonds and pearls, time is precious. Good things take time to grow. It takes time to heal. And the best that we can do is make the most of our time. Regardless of where you go, I believe there are few adventures greater than a family vacation. So let's all pile in and roll down the windows of an overpacked car with a broken air conditioner, where no one can agree on a radio station or where they want to eat. Let's join in with the repeated choruses of "Are we there yet?" and "Don't make me come back there." Let's open our hearts to the funky smells, the soggy French fries, the sweat, the blood, the tears, and the smiles. And remember what it means to enjoy summertime in Tennessee.
How about over 300 and over 50?